Good morning! Today I am planting garlic. The garlic is going to be planted underneath this apple tree in our food forest area. We did the same last year, but we're a little late on planting, so the bulbs weren't quite as big as we would have wanted. But this year I'm making sure I get them in before Christmas, and hopefully they should grow well. In that little tub there. Time to get them in the ground.
I've just been doing a little bit of digging in one of our swales. It's not only a swale, it's also the overflow from our big pond, which means it gets quite a bit of water, especially in the winter. That's just the edge of the pond. We used to have a trench running straight down the middle of our land, and we've blocked that off up there. But just along here, there's quite a big leak under this part. So I'm just trying to clear around. Just in here somewhere, the water's getting out. Quite solid this. But from here on, I've dug a little bit just to make it deeper. There was a lot of grass cuttings and stuff in it also, but I've only got to here. You can see quite a bit still to go, but the water's flowing through it a little bit more. It had completely stopped flowing through here, so if I get it flowing through some, it'll definitely soften it all up. Dig some more out, and once there's more flowing through there and not the hole, I can then block it up. Probably have to dig it all out and fix it.
We're outside working in the garden. Bailey is not. Comfy there, little one. That's my spot.
I was down this morning chopping the last of the logs that we have had cut down for a while up. A good little stack pile ready to stack. Already half dried, so by the time we get through the rest of our wood, it will be ready to burn. I'm going to chop this pile up next and stack it, and these two little piles over here. I was planning on cutting the tree down today up at the driveway, which is dead and very close to the house, but it's quite windy, so might leave that till tomorrow.
Nothing like freshly baked bread for dunking into spiced pumpkin soup. I have spent this afternoon pruning back kiwi land. I have went quite big with the pruning, quite hard with it, because it had grown really wild. From what I've read, kiwi plants respond quite well to heavy pruning, so here's hoping that holds true. Will has went to fetch some tools as we're going to try to tighten up the wire a bit that is supporting the vines as it has become quite loose. Super windy today. Would you like me to come help?
Yes, that would be helpful.
What do you think? Should you go help, Billy? So windy! Not that cold though, quite mild still. Yes. Winter garden jobs. Sorry, coming now. Our little midrannu tree is still standing pretty well. Our strawberry tree hasn't grown a lot in a year, well nearly a year, but still very much alive. I'm going to clear around it, maybe put a little bit of mulch around it, and I also want to do a little wattle border just to mark it because we are parking our car just here and we don't want to accidentally hit the little tree.
We have a nice calm day here in Portugal, and it is about time I cut the tree down on the driveway. This pine here, without the pine needles on it. It is the closest one to the house. Don't think it would reach the house, but I don't want it blown down in a storm. And it's right over that little woodshed. So far I have a little ratchet strap, as you can see there, over onto a big tree. And I'm gonna chop it down. I am just gonna use the battery saw. Hopefully it will work. It's just a wee bit of a drop in there and quite close to the metal, so I don't really want to use the chainsaw. Hopefully I can get it to fall towards the ratchet strap and away from the shed and the house. That's the plan anyway. That is now our tree down. Came down exactly where I wanted it, which was great. There is another tree there, but it is definitely far enough away from the house. And it's looking a lot more healthy. So we'll leave it there for now. Next job, trim all the branches off. Start cutting the main trunk down and get it off the driveway. Probably get my chainsaw out for that. I have took the guttering off this side of the kitchen roof because just in this corner I have a little bit of cementing left to do before I can permanently fit the downspout, which will go down and into the drain. I've had to take the little bit of wood off the face there also. And I think while I'm doing this little corner bit, I shall just do in along here without the guttering on, a little bit easier to work with. Once this is done and the guttering's on, can then continue on with this wall. But get in here done first and let it all dry. Now I got all the render on, just waiting for it to dry to smooth it out. And then I can get the fizzy board back on, the guttering on, and do the downspout. The first batch I did mix up more than I thought, so it has went over. So I have mixed up a little bit more. I don't have very much left, but I'm hoping it will continue over to the corner and it'll finish the top part of this wall. Outside our kitchen, I've got the fizzy board back on and also the gutter. I haven't started the downspout yet, as it is getting a bit dark and I have a few other bits to do. Downspout will come down probably a 45 around there, go under the window to the drain. Do that in the morning. The best light at the moment. That wall is definitely looking a lot better, especially when you compare it with that one. That is now this part of the gutter finished. Downspout all fitted and cleaned, which has been a long time coming. It does stand out quite a lot at the minute, but once you get around to repointing these rocks and everything else is painted white, it should blend in pretty well. Another burn today. Cleared a good base this morning. Big pile here to go, and an even bigger pile here. All the offcuts from around our chicken field. Definitely going to make it so much easier to put fencing up for the chickens once all this cuttings are gone.
I am at the top part of the chicken field, and I am going to make my way sort of along this pathway that runs right around the top of the field to clear it back so that there's space to put the fence in. I've started with chopping down this giant broom here. It's going quite well, but lots more to go still.